do believe we are live. So I'll say, sorry, indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you for joining me so that we can embrace some change. Change it is. Let me show you, friends, the change of environment I have experienced. I have like some of my stuff set up here. I got my cards, my microphones, and my Hermes Blur, my battle water, my shitty cushion. Just finished the yoga. It's still pandemonium because we're just moving in. Audio is all crackly. Let me unplug it. It should be clear now. Let's see if this improves. How does it sound, Joy? The audio being crackly might just be because I have like a super bad connection. I do not have a good connection here, unfortunately. We're still waiting for our Starlink. But here's our space. There's some space behind here where I have some things put right now. This reminds me of talking into the fan as a kid. Yeah, it's probably because of the network. Terrible. Unplug my microphones. Does it sound better? Does it sound better? There's like all of these rock faces all next to that house. This is pretty. I'm happy you're appreciating it. At least you can see, right? The fact that the video is coming through but the audio sounds bad. Is the audio still bad? Because like here's my receiver in my hand right now. This looks like an insect highway, however. That the rocks, I'm gonna log in and out into stream. I'm gonna do the same, Joy. I disconnected and reconnected. Does it sound better on my side? Yes, it's still bad. Okay, so I can plug my microphones in at least then. Could be an insect hallway. Weirdly enough, there's no spider webs, right? Like I can walk through. Here is John's room. This will be John's. No, it's fixed. Oh, that's much better. Good. I literally had to turn it off and turn it back on again, of course. the good old turn it back off and then turn it back on again. It's now fine. Good. All right. One more round around the house. And then I'll show you my room for a second. It's still, again, pandemonium. Hey, Lozana. Still pandemonium. Because we're still getting moved in. There's Max and John's computer setups. And here's my room. I'm so sorry you had to see that. I'm apologizing. I also got a gift. Dip in my room. I am slept here. I will sleep. Got that look-see on the outsides. And then this is the spot I believe. Say hello, sissies! And then here we have the outside world. This is where I want to stream. If my signal reaches all the way here, this is 100% where I will stream. Feels like it was like cut out a little nook of nature right here. And look at this spot. All right, can you see me melt streaming right here? Yeah, you can see it. I don't know about that tire. I'll probably move it. Looks like there's bees in it though. I think there's actual bees in that tire. This is not just a tire, but it's in fact home for bees. Now I don't know if I do want to move it. I guess I won't be moving it. But look at that. Look at this spot. Yeah, cool is that, huh? It's kind of like there's an old shoe. When nature consumes your shoes. There's bees in the tire. There are bees in the tire, indeed. But like this spot, for me to sit and to Yergers, I'll get to have some chats with this tree. Got that rock face in the back. You guys can see my signal falling off. Talking about signal falling off in the we're back. I could technically stream here, can I? Signal's not great here, unfortunately. I'm also not seeing comments anymore. There we go. Nancy gave me a card again. Hey, Nancy. It's nice having you here, friend. We are home. We are home. We have arrived. This is the space I will call home for who knows how long. These electric cables make me feel some things, but at the same time, I'm aware of the fact that this is literally carrying energy to people. All right, I don't know what they're doing with that energy, but they're doing something. How far from the farm? Like 3 hours. Like 3 hours drive, give or take. It's not that bad, but it's not close enough to want to frequently go there. There you go. I'm gonna have to corrupt my legs. Freedom, Mojo. Hey, nice having you. New house tour. I've already done the house tour now, like at the start of the stream. If you are really curious, you can go and skip back. I would like to go back to sleep, but I came to congratulate you on this wonderful large step in Melty 2.0. Beautiful man. Thank you, Duck Dad, for taking the time, bro. Do get some more rest. It is Saturday morning. There is absolutely nothing required of you. There we go. Ooh. You think, man, I'm in shade. That's really the only thing I care about, right? Is the fact that the sun doesn't have direct line of access to me right now. Whew, okay. Let me settle down. Like the internet situation is gonna be a little bit of a nightmare, I think, for the next few weeks, maybe like the next month. But then after that, it should be a little bit more stable. I'm probably gonna spend a lot of money on mobile data because again, right, like I have full signal. I have full signal here. I have 4G here. However, I'm not allowed to use it unless I pay for the expensive data. And I don't know how I feel about that, right? Like we have like LTE packages in South Africa where I can get like 7.5 gigs of data for 100 Rand, which is like $5, $6, right? And that means I can stream between 2 to 3 days, 2 to 3 days worth of streaming for about $5. So it'll cost me about $50, 50 to at most $70, right? If I mobile data stream like that. However, the data I'm using right now is 300 Rand, no, 209 Rand for 3 gigs. So that is $10. $10 for 3 gigs of data. I can do like maybe 2 streams. So I'll have to do $150 to $200 of data to stream this month. But so it is. I will not stream, as you know. I see Jenny Scott. That's really cool, Mel. Congrats. Thank you, Jenny. I don't know if I know a Jenny. Have you been here a lot? Maybe I've missed your name. Jenny Scott? I do remember names, or at least I tried to. Know that you are welcomed and loved, dear friend. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for congratulating me as well. Don't forget to make the rusks, bruh. How many bathrooms? There are 2 bathrooms. There are 2 bathrooms. John's mom and Charlene has a bathroom of her own, and then the men has a bathroom of a shower as well. So we should be fine at the very least. Mm-hmm. Delhi's. Oh, it was that Jen. Weirdly enough, I thought that was you, and I was like, no, it couldn't be possibly, right? Surely Jen wouldn't tune into my live streams, and then here you are. Cheers to you. Thank you, Jen. Yeah, like this is definitely. It's been a long time coming. Getting to be surrounded by the rocks. Like there's a little path that walks past here and then up like a little. I should take you, shouldn't I? Yeah, you want to see? I know you do. Melt, what about the Starlink option? We've already bought and paid for our Starlink. We're just waiting now to receive. Please, sir, can I have some more Starlink? But for the time being, we're gonna have to wait, unfortunately. You're gonna have to do time streams, not meandering ones that never end. I was actually thinking about that, like hard cutoff on the hour mark, because it takes about 1.5 gigs of data for like 1 hour of streams. Let me see already. I have consumed. Oh, it doesn't show me when I'm live, but it shows me, underneath how much data I use. So I'll be able to calculate. Thank you, friends, just for joining me, celebrating this journey with me. This is a cool new chapter. It's already been fun connecting with John again. I met a new friend. I made a new friend today. We haven't gotten to be friends as much as I want to be friends with him, but Max is one of the other people that's going to be living with us here, and what a cool dude as well. I'm looking forward to getting to know him. I'm looking forward to tonight when we actually have all of our stuff just a little bit more settled and we get to chillax and we get to kind of like spend some time together. I see at least 10 different bathrooms in this frame alone for dudes. Technically, yes. I kind of want to take you friends to that spot, but like I'm scared of that. I saw a lot of sunlight. Like, I think the exposure doesn't help. Makes it look even more intense. Looks like an oven, like so hot. Of course, Melt made a new friend already. How do you know me? Technically, it was like friend by circumstance. We're going to become roommates, so I would rather be friends than anything else, kind of vibe, right? I like being friends though, so again, it's not like I'm, having to battle the options. I'm gonna show you, friends, that view. I think you want to see it. This is probably the view that me, John, and Max are going to frequent as well. I'm gonna build myself a path out of the yard in the back, probably. Does everyone in Africa live in fear of the sun? No, just me. Like today, for example, Joy V, like the road here was so not so treacherous, but my dad kept finding reasons to stop the car, And at one time, he stops the car, and like 20 minutes pass, and I'm just sitting in the car, and I eventually get out, and he's like trying to fix something on the little plug that plugs into your trailer to give it light. Like he's trying to fix that, and I'm just like standing in the sun there next to him, and I'm like, I can feel myself like slightly dying on the inside, and my dad is just standing there in the sun, and I'm like, bro, don't you feel that? Don't you feel that thing right there blasting you? Are the metal gates to keep our lions out? Yeah, bro, exactly. Exactly, dude. I'm venturing into lion territory right now. You can feel it? You feel it opening up? Yeah, more. Sounds like your dad was trying to delay letting you go. Maybe that's what's happening. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Nivea. Or I don't know the ad anymore. Here we are. On the rocks. There be machetas. Get jacked by a lion. Bruh. Try again, Duck Dad. Day 1029. Melt jacks a lion. Did you say lion territory? I'm joking. I'm just joking with Duck Dad. There's less lions in South Africa than you think. There's less lions in the world than you think. New home for Melty. Looks beautiful. Yeah, laughing tiger. I would sit in that spot and never leave, bro. Like, this space is gonna be sanctuary for me. I already know. The only problem is absolutely fire on my laser, dude. Me throwing a shadow means that I'm catching a rays. View, an amazing view a few steps away, right? Please, no jacking. No jacking off lions, please. Please, no. All right, I'm gonna venture back down again. Oh, here we go. It's nice having you here, Maxine. You mentioned monkeys might be a problem here. Have you seen any? No, I've not seen any of the monkeys. I've heard about them, but I've not seen any of them. See, this place has unfortunately been used, at least in part, as a dumping ground as well. I'll slowly but surely clean it. Oh, if I can clean it. It sucks cleaning other people's mess, but somebody has to do it. There we go. Maybe I could share the view with you friends. This will be where my babies live. I'm already kind of like apprehensive about this tree. I might end up streaming here as well. You know, this might actually be a nice stream spot, right? Or like right there. Here's me. Me. I'm Specky. And then good background, right? Sure, there's electricities. You know, not exactly 100% nature's, but I think it would be nice. You could build yourself a gazebo out there. Yeah, exactly. You got some sticks and makes a sunshade. You have it in your DNA to build. You will be rewarded by shade. Oh, it's true, dude. Like, we've already talked about building shade, me and John. It's not that expensive either, bro, and it's so worth it. I'm feeling about this tree though, right? This tree is stealing light from my plants potentially. So I'm not exactly sure how I feel about that. Maybe I'll shimmy them there, right? Or maybe I'll end up having them over here. But then as the sun comes, I'll figure it out. I'm happy that I came here to see how this shadow is being cast though, because I will end up sitting there. I can already see it. Do I wanna jump down there? No, I don't. Not with my camera in my hand, at least. I can make it if I did. Like, I've already jumped once, but not with a camera in my hand. All right, the treacherous path again. There we go. Almost stepped in a cactus. Dude, the video looks all acid trippy. I don't know if it probably is my throughput. I don't have a lot of signal here, or a lot of flow when it comes to the signal that I do have. Alright. I haven't seen that one myself either. So, in time we'll get to experience all of it. Woo! It is hot though. Like very hot, unfortunately. Melty hyping and flippy floppies. Flip flops are the superior footwear. Come at me. You know why? Because I can instantaneously just go barefoot and put my feet on the surface of the earth. Usually when I do this, I'm on grass. But I'm still connected, right? I'm still grounding, surely. Okay. I'll catch y'all later. I'm going to try and grab a little more sleep. If the very aggressive Blue Jays let me. Last night, 2 great horned owls kept me up. I have a pair of earplugs, bro. When my dad starts grinding at like 7 a.m. in the morning, I put my earplugs in, bro. I ain't got no time for them noises. Come at me. Gonna make a shortcut to the outback. Yeah, I hope so at least. I feel like I wanna figure out the path to take to get up there, right? because there surely has to be an ideal path. I'll figure it out, and I'll take you friends as well. Where's Shan? Shan no longer shows up, Maxine. Hasn't shown up since December 23rd, I believe. Or was it before that? I remember no, it was before that. Like maybe like start of December. She showed up the December, I think she showed up December 23rd one last time. The day I totaled the jet ski. And it got fixed, at least. It's fixed now. I'm still paying for the damages, but it's fixed now. Right, and she was there for a bit, and then complete radio silence. Like we, as a community, thought about maybe offering to go and help her, drive through and help her of her new place, but she hasn't replied to any of us either since. Is she okay? She's okay. She's fine. We had like a whole message. Unfortunately, you missed that one, but we had like a whole message talking about, like, I read Shan's message to me, you know, so you can understand what Shan is going through. It is the way it needs to be, kind of vibe. It sucks, but many people have left. And if I had to really let you friends know how I feel about it, I would just be like crying the whole time. So I try to dissociate and pretend that it's not actually happening. Shan is still here, technically speaking. She might not be here, but she's here, right? Right? It's easier for me to cope with reality that way. Okay, how close are the nearest neighbors? Not that far. Like if I tried, I might hit one of their gates of a rock, you know. Far enough that I don't think our music would bother them, but close enough that we could go and ask for milk. I don't think we will, but we could. Kind of vibe. What could you shoot an owl that would not be lethal or hurty? It would piss it off enough to leave. Maybe just loud sounds, right? You don't even have to shoot at it. You might just you know, slap some sandals together or something. She's okay. Shan loves us. She's just on her own journey. This is true. This is true. And, you know, that is something we encourage when it comes to this space as well, at least. We encourage each other to be on the journey. Like my mind is thinking plants right now. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. I'm thinking about plants. I'm thinking about sun exposure and where the sun will be shining for them. They'll be fine, oh. All they need is some sunlight and they'll grow like weeds, literally. Yeah, I could feel it in your spirit, Melty. Me stepping back wasn't personal. I was having a hard time trying to balance myself and needed to take all the focus and energy to keep within so I could heal. That is what Shan is doing right now as well, Maxine. And in the same way, right, that I'm happy to have you here after you stepped away, you know, and we're willing to invite you back and celebrate your return. That option is also available to Shan, you know, and it will continue to be. Doesn't mean I'm not influenced or affected by it, but I chose to do this work, right? So it's kind of like, yeah, cry me a river. Cry me a liver, loser. Oh, the consequences of your own choices. Okay. I borrowed a cup of sugar from a neighbor once when I was a kid. It felt like I was in a sitcom or something. It does have that element to it, right? You borrowed a cup of sugar. You know, borrowing means you intend to return, right? But technically, you can't return the sugar once it's been consumed. You can return sugar, but it won't be the same sugar. It won't be the exact crystal structure of the sugar that you gave or that was given to you. I'm just being pedantic. I get what you're saying, Joy. Me just being like, actually, Scumrun, did you give the sugar back? Maybe that's what I'm asking, right? Was there a moment where you then returned with a cup of sugar? Just imagine that on the other side of the sitcom and then being like, no, it's fine. We have sugar. You don't have to bring sugar back. It's great. You can keep it. You can keep it. You guys are fam, regardless of what space we're in. Exactly. Good luck finding the L Sam. They hooted for 4 hours and couldn't find each other. My mind is thinking about plans. Story of my life. Yeah, dude. Like I'm thinking about the position of the sun. Like going back there and seeing that tree cast a big ass shade over the spot I want to keep my plants in. Even though it's great for me who wants shade, I ain't no plant. Right? My plants don't want shade. They want sunlight. So I'm like thinking about that. And I'm thinking about the other side of it as well. Right? Like the sun coming from that side. How much shade will I get from that side of the mountain and that tree? It'll be fine. Hey, there is Brother Ryan. Can all of you friends just take a moment to tell Brian he's a cool guy? For no particular reason. Just do it. He's a really cool guy. This is an awesome new fractal. Congrats, Mal. Thank you. Thank you, Brother Ryan. Thank you for your support. All right, like I was thinking about this like as I'm getting ready to move, Brother Ryan, and because of you and because of the yoga, I can afford rent. Right? Can we just like take a moment to really absorb that? I give yoga, I offer this service, and as a result, I can afford to live here now. Right? And I'll get to eat because of your friends' Patreon support as well. Thank you. Thank you. Seriously. Thank you for helping me transform my life. I hope that in part I can transform yours too. That is the goal at least, right? Slowly but surely, we'll build things. Yeah, Mel can pay his rent and eat food. Yeah, fuck yeah. Eat food, pay rent. Yeah. Yeah, I assume you may shoot the owl with water and not chunks the gun, not chuck the gun at the owl, Maxine. Yeah, I don't really have too much problems with cows. The thing we have problems with is chickens, right? For some reason, I think like the internal clock of the chicken we used to have, the one rooster that was walking that farm, like 3 a.m. And some, this is in part my fault, and I admit, right? And I also laugh with the universe sometimes, where I kind of see things as a joke, like a cosmic giggle happening right in front of me. And there was this experience one day of me knowing I ought to be sleeping, and me knowing that there's a 3 on the timer, right? I'm like, oh wow, it's 3 a.m. And then I'm like, okay, bro, you need to go to sleep now. Oh, it's not time, sleepy time. And then I lay down, and I'm like, okay, sleepy. And then that chicken goes, and I sit orient, and I'm like, oh goodness. That chicken wants to be turned into Nando's. It's freaking hell. So I get it. I get the whole how do you silence them chickens. I do, right? But when it's owls, I don't know if I have the heart in me. Do I have less respect for chickens? Why? Is it the majesticness? Is it because of owls' majesticness this is? Do chickens have majestic? Depends on the chicken species, right? I'm imagining those fluffy chickens with the bangs. They're pretty majestic looking. Okay, I'm off topic. Love is true. I'm sorry, you were kept awake by the burbs, man. I mean, when all else fails. Exactly. I'm so proud of you, Melty. Getting all emotional thinking about your journey. Yes, you have challenge. Getting caught up. Yes, you've helped change my life in so many ways. Thank you for doing the same, Maxine. I brought your art. I brought your poor paintings. They're going up in my room as well, dear friend. So thank you. Truly. Is today your first day at your new place? Yeah, just got here. Like, I mean, just as relative. It's been like 3 hours, but that's just right. That's just. I'm thinking about plans for my life. Super so good. New place. Congrats. Thank you again. So proud of you. I'm so happy for you, Melt. You are awesome. Our lives have been transformed for sure with your inspiration every day. Like I appreciate you, friend, saying that. I did not have a good time driving with Dad. All right, just to give like a little bit of an end of the saga. some of the context I gave you friends yesterday. Like after I finished my stream, there was this moment when I walked into the kitchen, dad was in the kitchen, and I just apologized to my dad, for the things that I'd said that weren't exactly sensitive. I can get very abrasive when I'm angry, all right? Melting, even hot. I can burn hot to the point of things getting melted when I'm angry, right? So I apologize for that. And my dad, in turn, apologized for the things that he said as well. And I said to him that this is not what either of us want, right? This fighting energy. And he was like, yeah. And then we hugged. Sounds weird when I say we kissed one another, but we gave each other a kiss, and that was it, right? That that had a reason for his thing. I won't share that kind of fractal of it. And then, it was good. We had like a really good dinner. Joe Schmo yesterday was very adamant about letting letting the dogs sleep. To say it in so many words, right? To not wake the dogs that bark. And I let those dogs sleep, right? Instead of asking the family about what my dad had told me, I just left that in the ether, right? Had a good dinner. My sister made us mushroom soup. Had some nice mushroom soup with the family. Had good chats at the table. And then as I was packing, I rediscovered these two flares. I should have taken a video for you friends. I'm sorry I didn't. But we had these two flares, right? Like those flares that you pop and then it's like red flares that burn super bright. I had a friend whose dad is in the military, right? And because of that, he had access to a bunch of military stuffs. And among the military stuffs were these military, flares. And he gave two of these flares to me, one from 1996 and one from 2006, right? So that thing has been traveling. I don't know how many different hands that flare has seen, how many different people's boxes it's been in, how many different homes that thing has lived in, but that thing has literally seen life. It's older than me, older than I am by 2 years. And then we lit those flares and like that warm glow, so warm, and it was like pitch black darkness. We didn't have electricity, so it was like extra darkness, like this warm glow that literally illuminates the trees, the building, the cast range of that light was absolutely absurd. And like that was like a sense of like, oh wow, like feeling that sense of excitement with the family, and that was very nice. Went to bed after getting my stuff packed. Woke up this morning, and then, like my dad last night, I'm like establishing. So, when are we leaving, Dad? He goes, early. I'm like, okay, so what you thinking? 8, 9, 10? And he's like, no, that's too late. If we've left at 7, we've already left too late, he says to me. I'm like, okay. So, up by 6, leave at 7? Yeah. I am up at 5:55. I shower. I get dressed. I have all of my things packed. And I'm in the car, 30 minutes to 7. And my dad goes, okay, I just need to do this thing, right? Starts lathing a piece of metal to put in something else. Doesn't fit into something else, comes back, lathes again. Doesn't finishes lathing, brings it back again, lathing, and I'm just sitting in the car. And it turns 7, and it turns 7:30, and it turns 7:30, and my mom comes out, and she's like, and I'm like, how fucking I know, all right? So she then offered to make me breakfast. I came out of the car. She made me a nice breakfast, 2 eggs and a pair of toast and some yogurt. It was nice for her to cook me something. And then around 8:30, we're on the road, right? And then we're driving, and unfortunately, I'm pretty strong-willed. and unwilling to budge on certain things. Today's disagreement was my utopian ideals, right? Where I go, utopia, utopia, utopia. Utopia is possible. Utopia is possible. It is possible to utopia. We can. In fact, utopia. And my dad was like, nay, nay, you cannot. You cannot utopia. People are shit. And they will live in this shit. And I'm like, no, I fucking like that was like the cliff notes of that whole conversation. Right? Got here eventually. Fortunately, the fighting kind of stopped before we got here, because it was again just this whole disagreement thing, right? And one of the things, the reason I'm sharing this context with you, friends, is like one of the things that he got to with me trying to share these like utopian ideals is with my YouTube, where he goes, "Oh, Estian, ik was al op je YouTube geweest. Je kreeg dus 5 likes." And I'm making fun of his voice on purpose, because he goes, Melt, I've been on your YouTube. You only get like 5 likes. Right? And I look at him, I'm like, yeah? And? He's like, yeah, if you were right, you would get more likes, he says to me. I'm like, oh, you think that's how it works, do you? Okay, cool. And like, just like the amount of like, bruh. like visceral, deep bruh. Like, are you serious right now? Because I get 5 likes instead of 50 likes, 500 likes, 5,000 likes, 5 million likes. How many likes am I supposed to get your approval, Dad? Right? How many likes am I supposed to get before I'm right about wanting to live in a utopia? So it was like a bunch of spice, right? So much spice, you see. And I get, and this is the thing that I felt I was absorbing on the way here, where me and my dad's relationship, you know, and I said this yesterday, how, you know, he believes I don't want a relationship with him, when I don't want the relationship we have, right? It's not that I don't want a relationship with him. That is what I want. I don't want this relationship that we have, where it's combative, where I say something, and then he goes, no, that's a shit idea, right? That's the thing that I'm trying to get past. And it's this hard experience of, you know, realizing that he doesn't believe in me the way you friends do, right? And I'm not saying that makes me special or, you know, gives me any leeway to feel good about myself, but at least you make me feel less insane for literally giving my life. Because that is what I'm trying to do, right? Like, I am trying to give my life to this experience, to you friends, to this thing that we're trying to create, our future, right? Like that came up as a point so many times, where over and over again, I asked my dad, do you want to be a part of the solution or part of the problem? Coal mining came up as one of those topics, where he's like, yeah, but we have to mine coal, otherwise there's no energy. I'm like, yeah, Dad. Just because we have to do that doesn't mean you have to, right? Do you want to be a part of the solution or a part of the problem? Yes. Oh man, again, what do I know? I am but a 25-year-old kid. I believe, right? Maybe by the year, let me do rather age. Maybe by the time I'm like 250, I will have grown wise enough to understand how to cope with these things. I'm gonna come back to it. Thank you, friends, for letting me rant a little bit. Silkies, that's the one. Yeah, the bangs, the chickens with bangs. Do I have less respect for the chicken? I had to think about it. Do you? Right? Think about it. If you see a majestic ass eagle flying out there, right? That's a certain level of respect is generated, surely, right? Do you have that same amount of respect for a chicken? And if not, why not? Why don't we? Why don't we look at chickens with the same awe as the eagle? Why? Is it respect? Is it conditioning? Is it desensitization? Because we know about chickens and we've maybe seen a few chickens in our life, it's not that special anymore. Type your answer in chat. Silkies, they're adorable. I had a fluffy one years ago. Chickens make fantastic pets. They remind me of tiny T-Rexes. This is true. I've been encouraged by you friends to get some chimkins. I'm still considering it. It's not a bad idea to get some free protein. Not a bad idea at all. We'll see how it turns out. Chickens again, I live with other people, so it's not just my choice. Do you still have more items to pack up from the farm and bring to your home? Nay. Everything I own is basically here. Hello, the Great Escape. We have escaped. We find ourselves in a new space. Hey Zano, it's nice having you here, friend. What about black and turquoise chickens? Ayam semani? I don't know what those words mean. What are those black and turquoise chickens? Ayam semani. Is the chickens called ayam semanis? I don't know. Internal scream intensifies. Oh my. They're golf chickens. Yeah. Lindsay, well, sleep ain't going to happen. I'm laughing at your dad messing with you on leaving early again. Yeah. So, okay, like the whole leaving early again, right? And like I feel like I keep like spacing out for some reason. It's hard to kind of like keep my train of thought. Maybe because I don't want to talk about this stuff, right? But the reason, again, part of the reason I did want to share the whole you friends making me feel seen and like I'm not an absolute insane person by supporting me, right? That's one side of it. But the other side of it is this kind of like articulation that I reached in asking myself, like, why, bruh? Like, why do you have to fight me? Like, why is that the only thing you choose to do? And then I realized maybe that's the only thing he knows how to do, right? That because for the longest time our relationship has been a combative one, he only knows how to be in a combative relationship with me, right? And then in that case, he doesn't know how to be in the same space as me if we're not fighting one another or something, right? So he instigates fights so that there's at least something to do instead of me just being quiet or utopia babbling, right? Because I like utopia babbling, right? Like I already live there. I already live in the utopia. I'm just trying to get closer. Because damn it, yes, shit's not as good as it could be, right? Like Earth ought to be heaven. Earth ought to be heaven. And it's us falling short and not making it so, right? That's the true sin. 2024 is here. Dan, how many likes do I need for your approval? Yeah, right. And then I tuned him. Of course, like the melt came out, bro. Like the fiery part of melt came out, and I go, how many likes did Jesus get? I mean, like, and he goes, none. And I'm like, yeah, guess Jesus is wrong, because he didn't get any internet updates. And he's like, that's stupid to say, bro. Jesus couldn't upload footage to the internet. I'm like, okay, so how many likes do people that upload videos about Jesus get, Dad? All right? If I now start making Jesus videos and I get 10 upvotes instead of just 5, am I now 5 more right, or am I 10 more right because of the subject matter that I chose to discuss, right? Like it just like my soul, and like the hope and like the heart I have for my dad and the relationship I want to have with him, just like getting decimated by having something like that said at you, right? Like I've never said that to a single person. Never mind even reach the point where I thought about that, right? Like, you are more wrong, you are less right, your opinion matters less because you don't have a lot of upvotes when you say it, right? Like, how do you even reach that level? Like, again, maybe it's brain damage. Maybe my dad, unfortunately, has been internet brain damaged, right? Like a lot of us have, thinking that your value is directly linked to your amount of likes. Like, I'm getting pissed off all over again. Like, I was like, the fucking gall, dude. Like, who the fuck are you, dude? How many likes do you have? I should have. I didn't ask him that. I should have. How many likes do you have, Dad? And then see what he would have said for that fractal, right? Oh, I have none. Oh, so that was mean. Since I have 5 likes and you have none, I am 5 times more right than you are, right? Because that's how it works, right, Dad? you know, into stream. Thank you for reminding me, Joy Vive, and flies when we're having fun, right? Okay, I have the same endpoint desire, Melty. I'm so sick of fighting in the world. I value peace so greatly. I just want to be around people who understand that differences aren't a personal attack. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for just saying that, Maxine. Like, I feel like my dad still needs to reach that point in his journey as well. You know, like I can be abrasive, but I'm not always, right? I'm only abrasive if you try and fight me. Or I'm like, oh, you wanna? I'm like, let's utopia, and you go, never gonna work. I'm like, okay, guess we're fighting each other. Nice. All right, okay. Right? Because you just telling me never gonna work is useless. Absolutely valueless in my mind, right? If you're going to offer me solutions, if you're going to offer me reasons as to why it won't work, and then upon offering reasons, we have new problems to solve, then I'll hear you out. I'll give you my full undivided attention. But if you're just gonna go, no, no, it's not gonna work, and then when I try to explain, like you'll get me riled up, you know, and then I have to leave. I just have to leave. I'm gonna melt. I predicted the 3 hour separation will drastically improve your relationship with your family members, at least superficially. This is true, at least superficially, right? Like I'll get to have a relationship with them like they're my family out there, right? The joke for me, unfortunately, is Nancy, and I have communicated this, is that I wanted a relationship of closeness with my family while I had the opportunity to be close with them. And despite my begging and pleading, despite my reaching out of, you know, you can only drag a horse so close to the water kind of vibe. I had a few good moments, right? Me and Dad did have a conversation about that. There were a few good moments, but they were the exception. I know, so I'm going to focus on that. Focus on the good stuff. 3 hours is a good, because far enough away, but not too far. True. Black and turquoise chickens. What color their eggs are, I don't. If you want to fight, because that's how he shows he cares. There we go. I like how me and Maxine might have come to the same point at the same time. Nah, LA. I just know about them from the Urban Rescue Farm, dude. I love his channel. Bless. I think he fights because of the narrative going around in his mind and the choices he makes. Weirdly enough, that was a conversation we also had, Nancy, about the choices we make. Right? About how he firmly, and he, I think, said it 3 times today again, made it known how I am making the wrong choices. Right? And I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up. Like that's the energy that I feel in my heart. You know, I don't say that directly, but that's how I feel. Because who are you? Seriously, my dad? Doesn't matter. To tell me that I'm living my life wrong because I'm not believing in your God. Who the hell are you? Right? And I like painfully said this to him. I'm like, we don't know. We do not know. There is absolutely no empirical evidence for what you believe in, Dad. There is empirical evidence for what I believe in, which is love. Right? If not for love, my parents would not have come together. If not for love, my parents wouldn't have had me. If not for love, my parents wouldn't have raised me. If not for love, I wouldn't be breathing. If not for love, I wouldn't want to be here, right? That is provable. Believing in some entity out there to save my soul for when I die one day, right? And then telling me actively how I'm wrong and how I'm making mistakes and how I'm fucking my life up and how, you know, I'm walking astray. I'm walking down the wrong path over and over and over again, bro. Like I fucking don't have any patience for it. None. I don't have any patience for it because you do not know. You do not know. I get to live the life I'm supposed to live here. Not your life, not your decisions, not your God, mine, right? Again, religion is when people come together and agree on what God is. Spirituality is the pursuit of what God is. Maybe it looks to him like I'm seeking, but that's the point, right? If you find God, you have found an illusion. Unless you find that God in yourself, right? Which is the consciousness that you are. But if you find it as something tangible, as something you can point to, as something you can articulate and explain, as something you can kind of like draw a little circle around and point to, this here is God. You are wrong. I am sorry. I know your Bible says you are right, but you will not be able to convince me otherwise, right? And you trying to destroys our relationship with one another. And that has been our relationship with one another. Literally, since my consciousness switched on, since I started asking questions for myself, that has been our relationship with one another. And maybe to him, he doesn't know how to be in any different relationship, right? It's this whole fractal of maybe, and he said this to me directly. He told me, I have made him a better Christian. Because of my non-belief, he would go and do research to be able to convince me to be a Christian, right? And in him trying to gain this information to convince me to be a Christian, he has become a better Christian. And I'm like, good, Dad. Good for you, oh. I'm happy that I could make you a better Christian. That sounds like a compliment. I'll take it. I'll take it 100%. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I have this amazing fractal in my head of gods being tough on Jesus. Mel's dad on Mel. We are always palling around those 12 dudes. When I was your age, I was smithing continents. I get what you're saying, bro. I like that fractal, man. Yeah. All I want is to be accepted, bro, for who I am. Right? Just imagine, you friends, and I would like to believe, and I'm making some assumptions, but you friends like who I am. Like, I am who I am, and that's who you're here for. Not for some pretend version of myself, but for who I am. And then being that version of me, and then being told that version of me is wrong. Like, this who you are is not right. All right? If you were your Christian, this version of self, then you would be right. But because you are this version of self, no right. It's like, it's like literally everything about me. Like the true part of me. Like my flesh will melt, my things will melt, my ideas will melt, my art will melt, everything will melt into infinity eventually. Right? But this version of me that I am is like the thing, like the vapor, if you will, that rises from the molten stuff. And like that takes effort. It takes a lot of energy to be yourself, kind of vibe, authentically yourself. And then to try so hard to be authentically yourself and to be told that is wrong. Like, I don't know if he gets what he's saying. Maybe that's another part of the problem as well, like he doesn't realize what that does, saying something like that to your own child. But so it be. I see Simon is here. Hey, bro. Sending your lovins, man. It's nice having you. Sending your blessings. Yeah, but this is probably the last time. This is probably like the last day that we're going to have conversations like this, right? Because I have removed myself from the space where I keep getting told I'm a disgrace, right? And I've been invited into a home of people who love me. Not only love me, but look at this. The aunt, John's mom, bought these like floor mats. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? It's basically my flowers. I mean, they're very simple in comparison, but my flowers as a freaking doormat, right? And she bought those specifically with me in mind because she knows my art, right? It's starting to rain. I'm gonna move myself here. Like, she bought that specifically for me, knowing that I make art like that and that's the kind of world I'm in. Like again, the whole fractal of instead of shunning this version of me that I'm being, celebrating it, encouraging it, loving it, making it feel seen. Like, and again, I guess I can't expect my family to love me the way I want to be loved or whatever, but still, bro, shit. Yeah, dude. At least take a moment to see that I'm trying to bring beautiful good into the world, not more bad. Okay, I'm feeling unburdened. Chip chop, I'm gonna definitely. Oh, I'm so gonna go and get my stuff quickly. Be right back. There we go. I return. I don't know if I need more lighting just yet. It looks kind of bad. It's not kind of bad. Sorry about that. There we go. All right. Nap. Hey, there's Joe Schmo as well. I was talking about you a little bit earlier, bro. Was honoring you and sending you so much love and respect and gratitude for the influence you've had on my life, dude. Man, I put some buds in my little bag and they got squished. I don't know how I feel about that, but I'm accepting it regardless. Like, it sucks. It sucks. The more I smoke my weed, the less of it I have. But so it be. Like, the only reason I'm a little bit apprehensive right now is because I want to share, and John and Max is not here right now. Doormat is very cool. That was sweet of her to buy them, if you wouldn't mind. She bought some cups as well, Trevive, that are like psychedelically patterned on the inside. Oh, okay. Family can be troublesome. Been there, Melty. Yeah. So it be sometimes different. Fortunately, we do get to choose our families. And if your family is not choosing you, then you ought to choose someone else. Hot diggity damn. That does smell very nice. I'm gonna shimmy a little bit of buzzies for me. Shimmy little bits of this. Shimmy little bits of that. I hope you friends are being patient and calm and gentle amongst yourselves. One day, hopefully not too long from now, we'll be able to share this experience as well. I have a little stick here that I still believe has some THC in it, so you know what? I accept. I will utilize you as well, little sticky. One more bit. There we go. And then we'll put the rest of the buzzies down. Smell-o-vision. One day, I hope we'll be able to approximate, but I don't know if we'll be able to do 100% unless we have like a lot of information to work with. There we go. We need smell-o-vision here. I don't know if me and you said that together, Simon, but yeah, 100%. Smell-o-vision would be a game changer. Watch in a year's time, Melty. You'll be thriving in your family. We'll see without you. We'll see without you have to say a word. The change was divinely timed. Absolutely. I am in complete agreement with that at least. Like there's gonna be so many things I'm allowed, if you will, to do because of this space I find myself in right now. The room, the opportunity to grow, the opportunity to meet new people, the opportunity to just not feel bad, weirdly enough, right? To not feel bad about being myself is going to be a big deal for me. No. New screaming bugs, wonder where it is. I also heard the screaming bug and I was like, bruh. Have you no mercy, bugs? Right? Please? Do I have to beg? Is that what you want of me? You want me to beg? You want to see me like this? Freaking Bugs probably does. Asshole Bugs wants to see me beg. I'm going down a fractal here. I'm not supposed to. Independence is rough, but feels good overall. Yeah, I've been independent a few times at least, Simon. This is not my first rodeo. I moved out of the home in 2017. It feels so long ago. I moved out of the home in 2017 for the first time. Started working in the AV industry. I was doing like sales. I was basically a sales manager. And I did like sometimes the sales side of like selling solutions to clients. And then once those solutions have been sold, I had to go to the site and then install. Well, at least help sometimes. Sometimes do all of it, but I helped more than I installed myself. These systems for the people that purchased them, right? And I lived for myself. I paid for my own food. Also, didn't pay for my own food when I couldn't, but never asked my dad for a single cent, right? Not a cent, like not a cent that I asked him for. Then my jobs, fractal changed. They went from sales to services, which in this part of my mind, I would have probably been more stoked about, but at that point of my life, I wanted to make money, right? And if I'm doing services, I'm not making as much money as I would making sales. So I complained, if you will, to a person I was talking to at that time, and she was in China. So she was like, "What, bro? You don't like your job? You want a job in China?" And I was like, "You know what? Yeah, I do want a job in China." And then I went to China for a year and a half. And it was from there that I returned home. And since then, when I stayed, but yeah, it feels like it's an appropriate time to go on a new adventure. And here we find ourselves on a new adventure together. I'm looking forward to all of the spaces I'll be able to create. I'm going to create like a bunch of nooks and crannies. The biggest thing is just this. Just look at this, bro. Like, please, just take a moment to consider the absolute pandemonium is like this, and like this, and then like that, and it's like that. And all of this stuff needs to be carried with me. I know, woe is me, but it gets a lot when you have to do it every single day without fail, all right? And especially if I'm going to be missioning down there. Maybe I'll start simplifying. Maybe I'll have like a whole bag with me or something with all of my stuff, my cars and my boxes and my microphones and my books. Put them all in like a single bag and I can carry that with me or something. Fractals will change. That's the point I'm trying to make. Dorman is very cooled up again. Joy, you're visiting with us. That's important. True. I was only joking. Reading the Bible isn't research. Yeah, also true. Independence is rough. It feels good. Contemplation, manifestation, confirmation, and synchronization by the bear. This is the perfect place for you to be. Yeah. John's mom sounds like a cool, nice person. She's amazing. Straight up, an amazing person. So loving. Like a lioness though, right? Like loving to a fault, but will slap you around if you step out of bounds kind of vibe. Right? Not push over loving. That's her character. How exciting is it though that you're in your new spot and it's beautiful? There's so much to look forward to and new adventures to be had. Yeah, Joy V, exactly. Like there's just hope here. And I don't know if it's clear. I hope it's clear, but the amount of lightness I feel in my heart and in my being and like this momentum to connect and have conversations. Yeah, that's where I am right now. So stoked. We need Smell-O-Vision. Futurama did an episode of Smell-O-Vision. It ended like all of that old do with great writers reset. Love is true. Okay, without further ado, I'm going to warm up my Durban poison. My little spoon has been filled to the brim with some Durban poison. Click, click, click. German poison. I think those are the ones that we should look out for, dude. Damn, that thing's lekker. Yeah. More worm? Give me some more worms, please. Thank you for the worm. I don't know if you can see the vapor. Not much. For all you know right now, I'm doing absolutely nothing. Woo! Heat cycle 1. Done. There should be more left. Let me see. Looks a little bit spent. In that case, I'm going to add more heat right now. Where is everyone at? Mel at work? Actually, they're going to get more stuff. They went on the adventure to get more of the stuff that needs to be put in the house today. What an experience it is to be alive, to be able to have conversations with friends that you love, to be able to listen to the bugs scream their little hearts out, to be able to see clouds, feel the presence of birds as they flow over my head, feel the THC molecules I have inhaled. What is this experience being a human? I had this conversation with Dad, you know. We were driving and we saw so many people struggling to say it in so many words, right? And one of the people that really affected me, touched my heart, was a little kid, a little boy. And he was wearing clothing that looked like he's been wearing that same pair of clothing for the last 6 years. And as soon as I see his face, I imagine my own, right? I imagine myself as a little boy standing in clothing like that. And I never did. I never did, right? Not once in my life did my mom allow me to look that way. And I know that if his mom had her way, she wouldn't allow that either, surely. And it made me angry. Made me angry to see a kid, right? Like, he doesn't even have the frame of reference. He doesn't have the chance to change the way that I might be able to at this point in my life. And I asked my dad, why do we get angry? And his answer was, we get angry when we don't get our way. And then I ask him, and I tell him the fractal of watching the boy, and I tell him that angers me. And he goes, no, that's empathy, not anger. And I'm like, no, bro, that's anger, bro. Like, the empathy is what I feel towards the child. The anger is what I feel towards the injustice that child has to go through that. I don't know why it's affecting me this much right now. Like, it's emotional, but it's not that emotional. Mel, chillax, bro. Flip it. And just seeing like the difference, right? Like, would it be my way to have people housed, fed and clothed appropriately? Is that why I'm so angry all the time? Because it isn't that way for so many people right now. Thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions. I don't know if billions are unhoused, but still, one is too many. One is too many when we have houses standing vacant, $1 million houses standing vacant. This weed is strong, yo. It opens some parts of me. It is medicine. Like, when I feel stuff like this right now, I'm like, bro, I wasn't ready for this the whole day. And clearly I'm crying about more than just the little boy. I'm the little boy. It's me. I hope he's having a good day. Maybe it doesn't even matter to him. That's the other side of the joke. It probably doesn't. It probably doesn't even matter to him. At least if he's not been societally brain damaged, right? Because I have pairs of clothing that have holes in them, and my mom is not happy about that. She doesn't accept it, but she knows that I do that as a principle. That because I'm saying, you're okay. Love is true inside, over and over again. Finding that point of balance. Maybe he doesn't even care. Maybe there's more work for me to be done in hurting myself by seeing something like that. Oh, I'm already out of the data that I bought. It just told me. I love you, friends, so much. Let me pull some cards. This time, we'll pull from this deck first, and then we'll pull from the old deck second. You see what I'm doing? Yeah. I'm fine, Simon. I need to feel these things, bro. The medicine does its work in mysterious ways. Right. Clearly, I've been postponing feeling this way for a while now, and I am finally in a space where I feel I'm allowed to melt a little bit. But I kind of want to be a little savage and show him how a real man goes. I think I missed some perspective. Let me read her messages first, because I feel like Zano spent some real time putting energy into it. I haven't seen this card yet. I'm gonna put it down. I'm not gonna look at it. I'm gonna read your messages first. Oh, I just flipped it this way, so I saw the card. Wow. I won't show you yet. No, not pink. Unfortunately. Very blue-green, but not pink that much. Let me read your messages first. You have been guessing pink. Maybe there's like some pink energy seeking you as well, dear friend. I had something nice happened. My mom has been away for a long time, for a long trip, and is going to be gone for a few more weeks. And my dad actually reached out. It was super surprising because he's never reached out while my mom's away. He wants me and my partner to come out and cook for him. Anything but hot dogs, because that's all he's been eating. Weirdly enough, there are literally hot dogs eaten this afternoon. The fractal is all it's been eating. I know he's sort of incompetent and he kinds of checked out as a father when we grew into young adults, but it's a huge step for him to be able to reach out to me first and see it, and I see it and appreciate it. It's hard to see their perspectives. Most of the time it comes from feeling pity for them, creating space between each other, allowing him to learn from his mistakes without me calling him out on them. I think it makes a huge difference in our relationship. Yes, I always like to have neutral territory, but I kind of want to be a little savage and show him how a real man can cook. Love you. Melty, that inner child needs a hug from your adult self now. Give him a sweet kiss on his forehead and say, he is safe now. When I closed my eyes, I saw hands with a woman dancing in the middle and flower petals surrounding them. I've never seen something quite as psychedelic so quickly. When I closed my eyes, that's a good sign. I see a fairy lifting her arms, sending energy into the world. I see a spaceship coming down to the earth. I see people shooting at them. Stop! Stop doing that. Stop it. Stop. Oh goodness. Thank you. Thank you, inner child. That was very creative, you know, my inner child just painting pictures in my head. Ah, love you. Love you. Thank you so much, Zana, for sharing that fractal. That I didn't say too much about it because I feel like all of us can feel what needs to be felt there. That's beautiful, friend. I'm happy that your dad reached out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mel, you need a tech satchel. I do. Eventually, I'm just like satchel man. Just like satchels for all of the things. I have a satchel for my cards, and I have a satchel for my tech, and I have a satchel for my water containers, and I have a satchel for my weed, and I have a satchel for lights, and I have a satchel for all of my self-transforming pieces of technology, right? I don't want to put them with the other pieces of technology because they don't self-transform. They stay in one part. And then I have a satchel. A satchel for you, friends. That is my cell phone that I can put in my pocket. This is the card we pulled today. It feels so trippy because the thing that I felt needs aligning is what you just said, Zano. And I'm so happy that I read your message before actually reading this card, because when I first pulled it, I was like, and then reading your message, the universe was like, hey, oh, I can see you're being... So I'm going to give you some context about what this message is supposed to mean. Align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? Didn't I? Meltmore embraced change. I'm not... Yes. Nothing needs changing, thank you very much. I've already embraced the change. The universe goes, oh, you do realize the change doesn't stop, you know? And then, no, please. Please. Meltmore, hey Shell, bless you, friend. Align your life. Man, I'm getting absolutely decimated by the data costs. I know, I need to read. Okay, no more nilly-willying. We'll nilly-willy as soon as we have Starlink, but since we're on the clock, on the paid clock, and I'm paying for food as well, align your light, align your life. Is it from the first page? Yeah, literally, this is the first card. Is it? No, 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 sorry. It's the first card from suit 2. Card number 34, or from page 34. So that's more synchronicity for us. 34 is the number I associate with Jovan. She's been here since day 34. What is not aligned or needs to change? One more time, Aluxi. Look at me shaking, bro. Like I'm like this is like I can feel it. What is your life? What in your life is no longer in alignment with who you truly are? We are cyclic beings in a constant state of change, of evolution, of growth. Change is one of the only certainties of life. When you resist your cyclic nature, you resist life and feel stuck. Many of us have learned to be who the world wants us to be. But there comes a time when it is harder to hold onto this facade than it is to embrace who we truly are. Boom, both words. Embrace change. We choose this card. How is this possible? Like I'm really asking, right? Like how am I tripping out? Like let me just skip to another page. This one is connect with nature. This one is what do I do in order to fit in? Deepest calling, rewriting the future, be held, connect with nature, don't be so serious, expression, teacher, get off the treadmill, divine plan, integration, being, journey to, oracle, retrieval of, deep healing, past lives, divinely guided. Like that's the other cards. And then the one card that is like change, just change, the day that we talk about that. Like, is it just me or is that too good to be true? I hope she walks into frame so you can see basically my new spiritual mom. And I'm gonna tell her that I just called her that because that came out unintentionally. She just doubled back to walk the other way, so you're gonna have to wait longer. Let me finish the card read. To embrace who we truly are, to surrender to how we have changed and align life to that way of being. If you pulled this card, you are being called to let go of who you once were or the things that you once defined yourself by. The jobs, the relationships, and the mask you wore, and to embrace who you truly are now. To courageously step into the person who you came here to be in full authenticity. To embrace your weirdness and your uniqueness. Yes, that's perfect. Perhaps you have outgrown some relationships or circumstances, and it is time to reassess and bring all the parts of your life into alignment so that you are congruent with who you truly are today. Like I'm like I cannot even words. Video quality is bad. Is this because of your own data? Oh, my data is probably gone, and now I'm on like my cheap package basically. I have like paid data. You can still see me, you can still hear me, right? And you like that's all that's important. Maybe the bad data quality is added change. This is a part of the change that I'm experiencing right now, right? The internet is going to be bad for a while. And then we're going to have internet from the space. From space! So freaking cool. Change. I have outgrown relationships and circumstances and have changed my entire reality. Jeez, that's a lot, bro. I said, oh, I think this is the guy whose property it is. I'm gonna go and say hi quickly. I have to. I'm sorry. Is he gonna stop there? Is he gonna stop there? Or is he going around about? I think he might be doing a roundabout. Okay. Another card. We have to pull another one. We have to pull from the old deck as well. It has to be done. Damn, those cards that are Trip Mojo, it's like a little bit painful actually. Like I'm kind of hurt. Like I got damaged with the amount of synchronicity I just experienced, right? Like synchronicity being like a certain frequency, and I was not ready for that frequency. And then I got cut. I got cut by that frequency, and I had to align in order to not get chopped to bits. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Offer him some weed. I want to. That's literally what I want to do, but I'm not gonna do it just yet. I'm gonna. You wanna see someone hot? You wanna see someone so attractive? Someone so beautiful? It's John.
Guten Tag.
Hey, dude.
How's it, guys?
I'm good, dude. I'm gonna be done basically now. I'm gonna help you carry the rest of the stuff, man.
We're still gonna have to go back from the second load. So we're just quickly gonna unpack everything.
Wie genau, da mag alles komen.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. We're gonna have to like put a second floor halfway inside the house, you know. Okay. One more card pull. I believe that's John's girlfriend. Sorry, Louise. Nee, jy hoef jammer te wees nie. Ek sê jammer vir jou. I resonate with that card so much. I'm going through a shamanic death, and the change has been terrifying. Yet, also filled with so much expansion and power. You are the oracle. You are the shaman. You are the teacher. You are the healer. Not me. You. I am a mirror. You are seeing yourself right now. Sure, it's not the same self you call yourself, but it's the same self I call myself. Right? When I say myself. When you say myself. Damn, picture quality can't see that pretty face. That is a shame, in fact. You're gonna see a train. Okay, card pull, and then help. Tani, save my stove.
Wat het ek sê?
Say stove.
Stop. Moes ek dit gedoen het?
Ooh. Hierdie is a card of action.
Ja, want ek is besig met action.
Tani is bezig met action. The tetrahedron. What's shamanic death? I don't know either, to be honest. But it sounds significant. Maybe the dying of the old version of self, you know, kind of vibe. Okay. The tetrahedron. It might be bad quality, but it is. I'm going to read for you, friends. I'm going to read that change card to the whole group. I'm going to call us all together and be like, hey, I know this is weird, and I don't want to be too pushy, but please give me your time and attention, because I'm going to share some crazy shit with you right now. Card number 6, the tetrahedron, understanding and action. The tetrahedron, with its 4 equal triangular faces, is one of the 5 three-dimensional shapes commonly called the Platonic solids. The simplest of these solids, the tetrahedron, is associated with the masculine aspect and the element of fire. It is a symbol of action and understanding. This is the fire of ambition and the understanding of what it will take to bring ideas and projects to fruition. Is there a mission you have been considering or a decision you have been putting off? Now is this time to seek greater understanding and assurance that the path you have embarked upon is in your best interest. Now is the time to take action and initiate movement towards the promotion of ideas and the completion of creative projects. If you are already actively engaged in this process, the universe applauds this decision to act and support the inspiration and passion that directs you upon this path. Understand that the evolution of your vision will take energy and focus. Remember to listen to your inner guidance and make certain this action is not mere smoke and flames, but intentional movement towards your highest good. Toward your highest good. These cards are perfect together. It is ridiculous how in sync I feel with these cards right now. Like the universe is just like looking at us, you know, through a little peephole, seeing us completely, even though we don't know, right? Just looking at us, being like, yeah, I'm gonna give them some of this wacky information. Whoa, where's my card? Okay, I put it below. Okay, done time. I'm not gonna be playing Kalimba today. That's gonna be some change. Yeah, that's change. A little bit of change. I'll probably play Kalimba tomorrow, but for today, I'm gonna say goodbye, dear friends. I love you. I appreciate you for joining me. Thank you for spending the time. Maybe wait until you empty the load to call everyone to hear the card. Yeah. No, it's gonna be at the end of the day, like tonight, you know, like after we're done, kind of vibe. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna be intentional, you know. Watch Shamanic Death. These cards are perfect. Maybe wait, love again, where all the former notions of self are broken down. That entails tests of physical, psychic, and emotional. It's a symbolic death of the old ways and habits. Dying here with you, actively being reborn into this moment. Sending you love. Thank you for joining me, my dear friends. I hope you have the most beautiful, inspired, joyous, exciting day that is filled with change in the ways that you need them to be. I appreciate you, friends, for joining me. I'll see you again soon. Tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody. I love you.